All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to today's conversation. Good evening. If you're joining us, let's know where you're joining us from. Good evening, everyone. If you're joining us, let's know where you're joining us from. Oh, thank you. Super excited to be. We have left the front row for you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We need to give you a medal for that. Thank you for joining. Glad to be here. Looking forward to a time of learning. Yes, and I'm sure you're going to have that great time of learning. If you are joining us, can you confirm you can hear me loud and clear, and also confirm where you're joining us from? I'd like to read from you. Let me know where you are joining us from. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Please put in the chat room. Let me know where you're joining us from. My name is Atinuke and I'm going to be your host for today. Rena, thank you. Barrow in Furnace. Interesting. Share. Oh, thank you, Anu. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. As you're telling us where you're joining from, if you would also like to put in your expectations for tonight, what are you really hoping to get away from today's session? What are you really What's on your mind? What do you think when you saw the topic financial intelligence? What came to your mind? Like, what are these guys going to tell us again? Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. So if you're joining us, please put in where you're joining us from and your expectations for tonight's session. I'm really looking forward to reading from you all. I'm keeping my eye in the comment section. Thinking Global Woman, are you still there? I know you are super excited to be here. Let's feel your energy again. We have left the front seat for you, so let's feel your energy. Thank you. IJ is joining from Glasgow. Wow. Looking forward to enhance my financial goal in 2026. And I can tell you, you are in the right place. You are in the right place. Raina says she's hoping to know what other business to do aside from 9 to 5. Interesting. That's part of financial intelligence. I'm ready to. I know Tope Alabi is ready to learn and unlearn money myths. Wow. I'm so excited that you guys are coming in with your energy. Thank you for joining tonight's call. So Augusta is here to learn about savings, investments, and smart expenses. And I can assure you, you definitely learn all of this. So, right, let's kickstart the journey this evening. And I'm going to be talking to you about PSP. So this event is powered or brought to you by PSP. PSP means Parents Supporting Parents in the UK. And who are we? So our vision is to empower African parents in the UK to thrive in a diverse society while raising wholesome families and fostering a sense of community. And our tagline is supporting each other and raising strong families. What's our mission? Our mission is solely to provide a supportive and inclusive environment where Nigerian parents, say African parents in the UK, can share their experiences, they can access resources, build networks that promotes mutual learning and holistic well-being for themselves and also their family. And through collaboration and advocacy, we aim to equip Nigerian parents with the tools and knowledge needed to navigate the challenges of parenting in a new country. We all know how stressful and challenging it could be to parent in a new country. So that's why it's a community of like-minded parents. We are open to each other. We share resources and just to help people live a fulfilling life for themselves and their children in the UK. And these are our core values: respect, empathy, mutual support, education, advocacy, and community engagement. So this is part of our education. And over the years, we've had various webinars. If you can see, ranging from different topics: how to take care of your skin, demystifying the education system, safeguarding, building financial foundation in the UK. We've even gone deeper to relationship and marriage. We've talked about how to give sexual pleasure. We've talked about empowering girls. I mean, we've had conversations ranging across different topics. And last year also, we celebrated International Women's Day and also Father's Day. And I can tell you, this is a community you would be proud of and you would like to be a part of. So if you're interested in joining, I could see in the comment section that someone has asked, how do I join PSP? So that's the barcode for you to scan, and that's the link if you would like to join. And just to know that we only admit UK numbers only, and that's just because of scams, just to avoid scammers from joining the group. So we only allow UK numbers, and to also ensure that people that are joining are people that are residents in the UK. So that's that about PSP. If you have any question, you can put it in the comment section. And I'd like to just bring up our guest tonight. She's someone that is so dear and special to me. And these are third year. Like every January, we start the year with her. Like this is the third year now. We're starting the year with her. And that's because our finance is really, really so important. And we need to get right. A lot of pressure that people face in the UK. Maybe majorly or partly, people face a lot of financial pressure in the UK. And it's not like they are not making money. They are making the money, but you can't really say where your money is going to. Everybody is packing shifts, hustling, bustling. But at the end of the day, you're just like, I work so hard, but where's my money going to? So if people can understand their finances, if they understand personal finance, I can assure you it will solve, like, say 50 to 60% of the problem or the pressures that immigrants face in the UK. And that's why we've put this together. And I can tell you that I have a qualified professional who is going to do justice to that. She's my personal finance coach, and I'm so honored and so proud. I mean, I can't tell you a lot of changes that have happened. The way I even think, my mindset, and that's also a very key and important thing. The mindset change I have about finances. I've started businesses in the UK that I didn't even think I could do. But she just gives you that push, like you can't rely on your 9 to 5 alone. You need something else. So for those that are looking on how to sidestyle you, don't worry, she's going to enlighten you. It's not as if she's going to give you a business idea, but she's going to talk about it. So let me just bring online our own coach. Her name is Coach Ayodeji Osideko. Please, if you can clap, if you can drop emoji, anything you can drop, just please let me welcome this amazing woman of God.
Thank you.
Over to you, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Atinuke. Hello, parents supporting parents in United Kingdom. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you see my slide? I need you to confirm that to me, please. Yeah, someone says my coach fresh. Thank you. I see you, Reina. It's nice being here today. It's a delight to be here again today. Third year running every January. Thank you for having me. PSPiUK. Thank you so much. It's always a delight to be here. And like I said, I'm glad to be here today. Special thanks to Mrs. Atinuke Ayomakinde, the convener of Parents Supporting Parents in the United Kingdom. Special thanks to all the other members of the leadership of this community as well. Like I always say, I love the community initiative. Yes, I love it. I love it. Love, 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 love it. And especially there's a saying that everyone needs a buddy. If you live in climes such as this, you know that you cannot do life solo. So you need a community. There's a saying also, I remember from an advert that says that if you want to go fast, go alone. However, if you want to go far, join a community. So this is one of those community you want to join because you don't want to walk solo in the year 2026. Yes, indeed, community is very critical to thrive in these climes. Thanks once again for having me today. Right. So let's get deep into the discussion of today. And by way of introduction, I'll just speak a bit and a little about myself. My name is Ayodeji Osideko. I'm popularly known as Fresh. I'm an investment banker with over 20 years financial market experience that spans through equity trading, treasury management, derivatives trading, portfolio management, stockbroking, and mutual funds operations. I'm a graduate of economics from Olabisi Onabanjo University, which was formerly Ogun State University. I'm an authorized dealing clerk of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, which just means that I'm a stockbroker. There's nothing, well, I was a stockbroker in Nigeria before I relocated to the United Kingdom. I hold a level 4 diploma in investment advice and paraplanning from Chartered Institute of Securities and Investment, United Kingdom. I currently work with a leading multinational in the United Kingdom. I work in the financial difficulties and credit card division of this organization. It's a personal finance company, and I also consult for investment organizations on investment education. Now you know a little bit more about me. If you can still hear me, please, I want to be sure that people can still hear me. Just say hello, hi, or something. I will get into the discussion of the day. Are you ready? Awesome. Thank you very much, Atinike, for confirming that you can hear me as I speak today. So by way of introduction, for starters, today I've been given the task of speaking on the theme, financial intelligence as a requirement for wealth building. So we're going to be talking about financial intelligence largely today. And this is one session you want to sit down and make sure you're paying attention as we go along. For starters, let's get into the discussion. I'd like to ask you a question today. How would you rate currently? How would you rate the status of your personal finance today? Let's know where we are, right? So that we know where we are going to and we can help you get to your destination, right? Because it's important to set destination goals. So exactly as that today, right now, how would you rate the status or the level of your personal finance? Will it be A, B, or C? Where A says, I need help, I am in a financial emergency. Or are you B, I'm not doing badly, however, I know I can do better? Or are you team C, I'm thriving, but I know that there are no arrival points? So which of these are you? Are you A, B, or C? I'll go through it again. A says, I need help, I'm in a financial emergency. B says, I'm not doing badly, however, I know I can do better. Whilst team C says, I'm thriving, but I know that despite the fact that I've seen some results where my personal finance is concerned, I know I can thriving, but I can do a lot more better. And I'm here because there are no arrival points. So which of these speaks to yourself today? Are you team A, team B, or team C? Let's see your questions and responses in the comment section today before we get started. All right. Amazing. Thank you, Anolua. B457. Yeah, she says she's in team A. I have small people in team A. Where are the team Bs and the team Cs? Thank you for bringing it on. It doesn't matter where we've been, it's where you get to be at the end of this session that really that really matters. So let's get into the core of our discussion today. Like I said, I'm going to be speaking on financial intelligence as a requirement for wealth building. And it's important that I start with this amazing quote that is what is come to be one of my favorite quotes. And it says, "We all go to school to learn how to earn. And at the end of the day, we have no idea what to do next." I'll say that again. We all go to school to learn how to earn. And at the end of the day, we have no idea what to do next, which means we go to school, we learn to earn, but the money we've earned, we have no idea what to do with it. We all go to school, we learn to earn, and then we become clueless of the next steps. How ridiculous. And this is the reason why a lot of people are messing up where their personal finance is concerned. This is the reason why a lot of people are not financially intelligent. And the truth of the fact is that the world focuses on academic intelligence. We place a lot of emphasis on academic intelligence as though that is the only kind of intelligence that is required to succeed, as though that is the only kind of intelligence that is required to thrive in life. But today, it's important to note a few things where intelligence, succeeding in life, thriving in life is concerned. And the first thing I like to say today is that intelligence is not one-dimensional. No, it is not. Intelligence is not one-dimensional. The second point is that true success requires multiple intelligence working together. The third point is that each type of intelligence will impact your ability to build wealth. So even though we are here to talk about financial intelligence today, I'll repeat those 3 points again so that you can get them clearly. The first is that intelligence is not one-dimensional. The second is that true success requires the multiple types of intelligence working together. And the third is that each type of intelligence would impact your ability to build wealth. So we're talking about building wealth, and we're talking largely about financial intelligence. But I'm saying that it's not just financial intelligence that is required to build wealth. All the other types of intelligence are equally responsible or are equally critical where wealth building is concerned, where your wealth building journey is concerned. So I do hope that you have gotten those points, and I do hope that as we go along, you understand that financial intelligence is not a standalone. And so that's why I'm starting off today, even though the core of our discussion is going to be centered around financial intelligence, is to let you know that there are other types of intelligence that also will be critical for wealth building. And so I'll be going through each of these types of intelligence just very briefly. The first is cognitive intelligence. Yes, cognitive intelligence is the ability to think logically, reason, analyze, and solve problems. And just in case you're here, you say, "I'm not a financial analyst. I'm not a data analyst. I'm not an operational analyst. I'm not a credit risk analyst. So what have I got to do with it?" Oh no. The ability to think logically, reason, analyze, and solve problems is very critical for wealth building. And I'm not going to delve deep into this. Emotional intelligence, amazing. The ability to understand, manage, and respond to your own emotions and the emotions of others. Because on your path to building wealth, you would need to relate with people, and not just them. You would need to relate with them with regards to their emotions. Every year, I pay for emotional intelligence course, and I'm just about to pay for another one. So emotional intelligence is critical as far as well-being is concerned. The third is social intelligence, which is the ability to interact effectively with people and navigate social situations. I'm sure you've heard of the saying that your net worth will determine your net worth. So who are the people in your circle? You see how social intelligence can largely impact your ability to build wealth. And the fourth is creative intelligence. It is the ability to generate original ideas and innovative solutions. You can agree with me that this alone stand out in your ability to generate and build significant wealth. This skill is critical, is a very critical skill for wealth building. You've heard the term first mover advantage, where someone has an idea and he implements it before all the other follow people, right? You have an idea, you implement it, you have gone, like we say in Nigeria, otilo, because you were the first to have that idea, to implement that idea. We call it first mover advantage. In an industry, it sets you apart. In an industry, it impacts how things are done. So it impacts your ability to generate wealth. Practical intelligence is the fifth one, is the ability to apply knowledge in real life situations. Remember, I said that the world places a lot of emphasis on academic intelligence. AI. So AI is for the purpose of this session. AI is not artificial intelligence. AI is academic intelligence. And there are many people who have academic intelligence but cannot convert it into PI, right? They can't convert academic intelligence into practical intelligence. They go to school, they score the best of grades, but they cannot solve real life situations. Today, you and I are working in different industries, right? But are you using Pythagoras theorem that we were forced to learn in school? No, it is not everything. But what you have gone to do in school is to unleash your cognitive ability, your reasoning abilities. And so the ability to convert AI into PI can significantly determine how much wealth you build. That is academic intelligence into practical intelligence, which is the ability to apply knowledge in real life situations. And that would impact to a large extent your ability to build wealth. I hope you're following with me today. Never mind, we're coming to financial intelligence. Digital intelligence is the ability to use technology effectively, right? This is a critical skill at this age and time. Extremely. So you've got to be aware of these things. You've got to be technologically and digitally aware. The seventh is spiritual intelligence. And never mind, I'm going this way because I know there's a lot to cover today. I'm sure you have the opportunity to go back and listen to a replay just in case you missed anything because of the pace at which I'm going. Like I said, number 7, the number of perfection. It talks about spiritual intelligence. It is the ability to align your actions with values, purpose, and meaning. And this is one of the most critical intelligence that everyone needs to cultivate. It is so dear to my heart, and I'll tell you why. I have a favorite scripture, right? It's in Jeremiah chapter 33 and verse 3. It says, call unto me and I will answer you and I will show you great and mighty things that you could never figure out on your own, by your own logic, right? Whatever it is, your religion here, right? I'm talking about the fact that your work with God is significant and can significantly impact your wealth building opportunities, because there are things you could never have thought of on your own that will be downloaded to you in the place of your connection with your God, right? And this brings to mind the story of Jesus' parents who went with Jesus to the temple at the age of 12, and they had left the temple after the event, I believe, and they had gone 3 days journey ahead, only to realize that Jesus is not here. The preteen, because he was 12, preteen, Jesus is not here. Where is Jesus? They had to go back. You can imagine going 3 days on, having to walk back 3 days back. That's 6 days, right? And there was no keke. There was no the kind of the means of transportation we had right now. So they had to walk all the way. I can imagine. I'm not sure if Joseph and Mary had a camel in those days, at least based on their financial status. So you can imagine what it cost them to go 3 days forward, come back 3 days, as a whooping 6 days. You can only go so far until they came to pick Jesus. They could not get to their destination. And I said that to say that you can only go so far in life without your work in God being in place, especially in wealth building. So your work in God, it's also critical as far as wealth building is concerned. Right. And the final one is financial intelligence, which is the ability to earn, to manage, to protect, and grow money wisely. I do believe you're following dearly this evening with me. So please bear with me as we go along. So someone is here and saying, what then is financial intelligence? Remember, we mentioned 3 things at the beginning: that wealth, that intelligence is not one-dimensional. We mentioned the fact that you need multiple intelligences all working together to build significant wealth. We also mentioned the fact that you need all the multiple sources of intelligence, working together to build significant wealth. So on the back of that, let's go on to financial intelligence. What therefore is financial intelligence? Financial intelligence, simply put, is the knowledge, the discipline, and the mindset. You heard Mrs. Atinuke Ayomakinde speaking about mindset. Financial intelligence is a mindset shift. It's about acquiring the knowledge and building the discipline that is required to do a number of things. So let me go back and explain. Financial intelligence is the knowledge, the discipline, and the mindset that is required to earn money responsibly, to spend money intentionally, to save money consistently, to invest money wisely, and protect money legally. Of course, you see that on your screen right about now. So what I'm trying to say is that financial intelligence requires the right kind of knowledge, requires discipline, requires the right mindset to earn responsibly, to spend intentionally, to save consistently, to invest wisely, and to protect your money legally. These are the things you need to focus on as a financially intelligent individual or family. And it's important to know there are 5 core pillars of financial intelligence on the back of that definition. The first is income intelligence. We have spending intelligence. We have saving intelligence, investment intelligence, and protection intelligence. And just before we go on this journey that we're about to take, breaking down the different types of financial intelligence, I'd like to tell you a story. And if you ever heard me speak before, yes, indeed, you would have story. So I'm just going to say it all over again. So I am the first in a family of 4 children, and growing up, for the most part of my growing up years, my father is a surveyor, and he used to work for the most part of my growing up years with Shell Petroleum. So you see, can imagine back in the days, Shell Petroleum, oil and gas. You say, okay, I actually grew up as a comfortable kid to a large extent, right? And I remember that many times my dad would give money to my mom on monthly basis to invest and to save for my brothers and I. And we always saw, we knew what a passport, the passport was in a place that was visible. Yes, it was in a safe, but we all had passports. We had a bank account open for all 4 of us, my 3 siblings and myself. My mom, on the other end, is from a large, affluent, closely knitted family. So before I speak about my mom, remember that I did say my dad worked with Shell Petroleum for the most part of his career whilst we were growing up. And so there were times when he was offshore, he will be home, and there were times when he's onshore for weeks. He will travel to Warri in Delta State, Nigeria then, and he'll be there for a long time. Whilst my mom, on the other end, built stability in the home. She was an educationist, so she was more at home with the children, and we all need those kind of stability within the home, don't we? Right? And my mom, like I mentioned earlier, was from a large, affluent, closely knitted family of 30 children. And this family, where this town where my own family grew up, where my nuclear family grew up, it's somewhere called Ijebu-Ode in Ogun State, Nigeria. For those of you that can't even remember because you've jackpot over 20, 25 years. Okay. So Ijebu-Ode is a town in Ogun State in Nigeria, and that is where I was born and raised with my siblings, right, growing up. Now, my mom's extended family, right? My mom's family comes from Ijebu-Ode as well. Now, remember that I mentioned that she's from a large polygamous family, closely knitted, affluent family. So on a yearly basis, all the 30 children, my maternal grandfather, my maternal grandpa, had 30 children. And my mom had to be the 30th child. My mom was the baby of the house. So every time when they have, when my mom's family, all 30 of them, have annual family harvest every year, they will travel down to Ijebu-Ode because that's where the family is from. Every quarter, when they have their monthly family meetings, they will travel to Ijebu-Ode because that's where they are from. So they have the meeting in their family house. And then in Ijebu-Ode itself, Ode means party. There's always a party happening in Ijebu-Ode. It doesn't matter the economy of Nigeria. So when my mom's siblings travel in for one party or the other, one function or the other, and they land in Ijebu-Ode, they'll come home to check on their baby sister. And you know what happens in all of those things that I said, from the annual family harvest to the quarterly family meetings to the checking in on their sister because they came for a function in Ijebu-Ode. There was always money to give to their sisters, to us as the children. So when our uncles and our aunties came, so in all my thinking faculties, I could never, in my mind, I saw myself growing up into a rich kid, all those trust fund kind of kids. That was my mentality, all that was in my head, like for where it is either this or this. Fast forward to when I was in the university, I was in 300 level. I was studying economics in university. My immediate junior brother was also in university in 100 level. My mom therefore decided that we're old enough and she was going to hand over the operations of our bank accounts to us. I was excited as per university, babe. I was going to change my wardrobe and make a statement. Guess what? That excitement did not last so long. So my brother and I traveled home went with our mom to the bank. We filled the necessary account opening forms. So the operations of the account moved from mom and being the custodian of the money, so to say, and then over to us. So we had a bank account and we're excited about it. And the final thing was for the account officer to hand over to ourselves a slip containing our bank balances. And when I saw the slip containing our bank balances, I couldn't describe the emotion. It was such an emotion. I was surprised. I was shocked and I was disappointed at the same time. I was disappointed because in my mind, this is the best that my parents could do with all of our funds over a 18-year thereabout period. I was shocked. I was surprised. I was disappointed. I expected more. Like, what had happened to the value of our funds? Like I always say, I'm sure that our christening money, like the money, we say it's in Yoruba, that they used to christen us, and the day I was christened and named, I'm sure that money was part of the money that my mom had saved diligently over the course of 21 years. And at the time when we were going to be handed over those accounts, it amounted to nothing. That day, in the very same banking hall, I made two decisions. The first one was that I was going to go all out to learn how to optimize returns out of my financial resources. And that when I do know how to, I'm going to tell it to anyone who cares to listen. And that's how I landed myself in the profession of investment banking. Right. Remember, I was studying economics in the university, so I knew exactly what had happened to the value of my financial resources or my funds. So the first was that I was going to go all out and learn how to do better with my financial resources. The second was that I was never going to open a savings account for any of my children. Why? Today, I have 3 of them ages 17, 15, and 12. And none of them, as at 2 years ago, had a savings account. Of course, for a 17-year-old child, the day he clocked 16, guess what we did? Guess what we did? We opened a bank account, right, for him. And then we gave him a 16-year-old gift, because between 16 and 18, we wanted to launch all that we had taught him. We wanted to launch it to see how well he would do within these 2 years, because before he becomes a full-blown adult, right? And so we got him a gift, and he had a debit card that has King Mofe Caris written on it. So you need to understand your cash outflows, your cash inflow, and practice everything you've ever learned about financial literacy, because we are big on it in our home. So I said that to say, financial, as I speak along, I might be saying a story. It's important you pick the attributes of financially intelligent individuals from that story. So in this instance, financially intelligent parents don't lock up their children's finances in a savings account. A child is 9 months, a child is 10 months. He doesn't need the money for many years. There is a lot more you can do with that. And that's why we are talking about being financially intelligent today. And just in case you think I'm just gisting you with that story, no, I said that story to talk about 2 concepts today, and the first is the concept of inflation. I already saw someone put that in the comment section. Thank you. Right, let me explain what inflation means, and I'm going to break it down as much as possible, because not everybody is an economist, right? The first concept is the first concept of inflation, and the second will be the concept of diversification. What therefore is inflation? Inflation represents an increase and also a decrease. Inflation represents an increase in the prices of goods and services and a decrease in the purchasing power of money. In explaining this, it's important to state that financially intelligent individuals, they have an idea of the rate of inflation in their country of residence. Financially intelligent individuals know that when you invest, right, in any asset or any investment that you put your money to that is giving less return than the rate of inflation in your country of residence, you're already at what we call negative real return. So I do hope you're picking out the attributes of financially intelligent individuals as we go along. So talking about the concept of inflation, it's an increase and also a decrease. For example, if I earn £100 every month, and out of this £100, only £10 is meant for groceries. Imagine that the only grocery I'm going to be buying is bread, and I've allocated £10 towards groceries, which is bread. The price of bread in January 2026 is £1. So it implies I can only get 10 loaves of bread because I've allocated only £10. Because it is £10 for groceries, I can only buy 10 pieces or loaves of bread. The moment the price of bread moves from £1 to £2, if I still have the same £10 allocated to bread from my salary or my income, the price of bread was £1, I could buy 10. Because the price has gone up to £2, I can only buy 5 loaves. You see how an increase in price reduces my purchasing power. So that exactly, simply put, is what inflation refers to. So I said that to say that whenever you invest in any asset or in any investment that is given less than the inflation rate in your country of residence, you are like my parents. In fact, like I always say, you're not like my parents. My parents are better than you based on that story. You are like my grandpa who dug the ground and put his money there or put his money in the pillow. You are doing less. Even though you are literate, you are still financially unintelligent. So, financially intelligent people, number one, they invest a sizable portion of their assets in investments that yields higher than inflation rate in their country of residence. The financially intelligent understand, they know the rate of inflation in their country of residence. The financially intelligent know that inflation is not a concept to be ignored. No, the financially intelligent know that inflation is a concept that will impact their wallet, talking about their money. And if anything is going to impact your wallet or your money, you've got to be aware. So the financially intelligent are aware of inflation. They keep an eye on inflation. They are making decisions regarding their personal and family finance based on inflation. So if I ask you today, what is the rate of inflation in the United Kingdom? Do you know it? Right. And how much of your investment today are invested above inflation? Because anything lower than that gives you negative real return. The second concept I wanted to explain from that story is the concept of diversification. I love my Niger people, right? And wherever it is you're from, Nigeria, any part of Africa, I'm saying this, that you have jackpot does not mean that your money has also jackpot. It's important to understand that, yes, indeed, it's important to know diversification is a risk management strategy as well as a return enhancing strategy. It also is a wealth building tool. I'll say that again. And I'm going to try as much as possible to break these things down. Thanks to everyone who has sent in the comments, in the comment section. I could see your comments stating the rate of inflation in the United Kingdom as 3.2%. Well done. I mentioned diversification for a reason. Diversification is a risk management strategy, it's a return enhancing strategy, it is a tool for wealth building. Like I said, you have jackpot does not mean that your money has also jackpot. Your money can jackpot and jackpot that anywhere in the world. It's important to state that in financial markets in developed world, like where you and I live in the United Kingdom, financial markets are very efficient. And what the market efficiency mean? The rate at which information flows into the prices of assets is so quick, so that it reduces your profit-making ability. It's important to state that inflation rate is very low in these climes compared to some other African countries or emerging countries, or what we call developing countries. Inflation rate in Nigeria is about 14% after some adjustment that were done. So really, this time last year, I think was in the range of about 20-something%. But you can imagine comparing a 14% to 3%. So in these climes, the inflation rate is low, which is good. But it also implies that the rate on returns will be ridiculously low as well. Inflation rate cannot be 3% and you'll be getting bank fixed income rates or rate on your investment at 12%. It will not happen. That it's not going to happen. So inflation rate is low. So also are returns on investment or on assets. So what do the financially intelligent do? The financially intelligent diversify their investments. The financially intelligent knows that money loves mobility. Money is fluid. Money loves to move. Money does not like to stay stagnant like water. It will be smelly. But release it and it flows freely. So money loves mobility. You can be in the United Kingdom. Your money is working for you in the United States. You can be in the United Kingdom and your money is working for you in Nigeria. That is what diversification means. So it's important to state also that there are two types of income. The financially intelligent convert their active income to passive income. And I will explain what this means. Active income refers to the income that you make from your primary productive activity, that job that wakes you up early in the morning, makes you wear your head warmer, your hand gloves, your winter jacket, what are all those, your padded shoes, and then go out to work. Some of us even pick extra shifts. That job that you do that you call what you do to make a living. That's your active income. A doctor has to show up at the clinic, at the hospital to treat patients, or even telemedicine, like they do these days now, right? To treat patients, to earn active income. A teacher has to show up either physically in the class or online to teach pupils to make active income. So that is active income. Money from your primary productive activity. But the financially intelligent do not stop at earning that income. They convert it into passive sources of income. They use their active income to increase the value of their passive income. And your passive income is income from sources where passive income is income that your money makes with minimal effort from you. If I put my money in stocks and shares, ISA, if I put my money in high yield savings account, if I put my money in gold, in commodities like silver, copper, in Nigeria equities, in ETFs, in Vanguard, that is passive income. Without so much effort, my money multiplies itself on its own. That is passive income. And guess what? The financially intelligent individuals know how to convert AI into PI, where AI is not artificial intelligence, where AI is active income being converted into passive income. That is the way of financially intelligence. It is not rocket science. It is simple. It's just for you to know it. There's a saying from one of my favorite books on personal finance. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. At the onset, introductory part of the book, it has a powerful statement. It says that money is plentiful for those who understand the simple rules of its acquisition. If you come closer, financially intelligent know that acquiring money, making money is simple. It's not rocket science. I'll repeat that statement from that book again. It says that money is plentiful for those who understand the simple rules of its acquisition. So the rules of acquisition of money, of wealth building, is simple. It's because you don't know the way. It's because you're not in communities where the simplicity is made simple or the complexity is made simple. Money is plentiful. It is not scarce. It is not scarce. Money is plentiful for those who understand the simple rules of its acquisition. And it is fun, right? I say that to say that the financially intelligent know how to convert AI into PI. The financially intelligent know how to diversify their income. They know how to diversify their investments. So today, you are in the UK. Even if you work fully remote like some of us, right? So many people will still, you wear your winter jacket in the country or in the city where I stay. And there was a blizzard last week, and you could see how everywhere was so, in fact, children were like, it's like they're going to cancel school. We're not going to go. So I said, which school? You must go to school. You wear your winter jacket, you wear your hand gloves, you wear your scarf, you wear everything. You look like Chukudi. At the end of the day, you earn your active income. You now bring the money home to be resting inside savings account. You turn on the heater on the money and put duvet on the money to be resting. No, money is not supposed to be resting. Your money should be working harder than you do. Your money, stop treating your money like a pet. Stop treating your money like a pet. Put it to work. Let it go and work harder than you. Your money does not need to go on maternity leave, paternity leave, sick leave. What are the other leave that you go for? Your money does not need bank holiday. So stop being lazy financially. Stop being financially unintelligent. Because that is the way of the financially intelligent. I hope you've been able to pick one or two things from this story. And so I'm going to run along with my session. Regardless, right? At the beginning of the session, I asked each and every one, where are you in the scheme of things? What and how would you describe your current status, the current status of your finances, of your personal finance? Are you A? I need help. I'm in a financial emergency. Calm down, right? That is why we are here today. Or are you B, where you know you're doing well, but it could be better. Or are you C, you are thriving, but you know that there are no arrival points, regardless of where you are. Let me tell you what I feel today. Your finance, number one, is in the state it is today because of the level of attention that you have committed to it. True or true? Of course it is true. A quote says that if you don't get serious with money, you will never have serious money. This implies that those who have serious money are those who are serious about money. So if your finance is stagnant or is chaotic today, it means that you must begin to make up your mind to do things differently. In the finance world, we always say something. If you do nothing, you have nothing. If you snooze, you will lose. So the level of attention that you have given towards your finances up till now is why it is in the state where it is. You are the nurse, NURSE, of your money. So you determine the health of your money. The second is regardless of where you are today with regards to your finances, you can initiate a change today to your personal and your family finance by making a change to that man in the mirror. See, this is UK. If he's back home, you can see someone to ask, and you have 2K you are not using. Nobody here has 2K that are not using. You're on your own. So regardless of where you are, when we ask, are you A, B, or C? Regardless of where you are, today is a good day to begin to make up your mind to do things better, to initiate a change to the man in the mirror, because the problem is the man in the mirror. There's a saying that yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift, and that is why it is called present. I'll say that again. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. That is why it's called present. Foul. That is not a correct quote. Yesterday is history, I believe. Today is a gift. That is why it's called present, I believe. But tomorrow is not a mystery. Tomorrow is predictable. Tomorrow is when you get the report card of how you have managed your finances. Tomorrow is when you reap the consequences of your financial actions. Tomorrow is when you reap the consequences of your financial inactions. Tomorrow is when you reap the consequences of your financial decisions. So tomorrow is not a mystery. Tomorrow is predictable. Your financial success is predictable. Financial failure is also predictable. It's determined by what you're doing today. I have a popular saying, you cannot mistakenly make money. Yes, I said that. You cannot mistakenly make money. If you mistakenly make money, you will mistakenly lose it because you have not learned the principles of wealth retention. And that's why you see people who mistakenly make money, they mistakenly lose it. So I said that to say that you can determine your financial future today by the actions you're taking, by the decisions you're making, by the discipline you're imbibing, by the knowledge that you're getting. On the back of 1 and 2, which we mentioned above, you can conclude that you are your money problem and you are also the solution to your money problem. Like I said, you are the nurse of your money. You determine the health of your finances. You are the nurse. You determine the health of your finances. If your finance is all right, it's a result of is a cause and effect situation. You cannot be behaving financially responsibly or be financially irresponsible and you think you are going to build wealth significantly. No, it doesn't work like that, sir and ma. It doesn't. So we've concluded you are your money problem and you're also the solution to your money problems. Will you continue to be a problem to your finances, or will you be the solution to your money problems? The decision is yours. So we're going to talk about a different kind of intelligence. And just before we do, I guess I'm missing out a very important slide, and I'm just going to look for it because I need to speak to it. Right. We're going to talk about secrets of financially intelligent individuals. So, in this class today, we have separated the Gary from the water. We have separated those who want to hear. If you are not here to listen, just log off as we take it higher. As I went on, and like I mentioned, all the things that in all I've been saying, I've been talking about the characteristics of financially intelligent individuals. So many of them, and from the stories to even saying it in plain language. So the truth is that there are secrets of financially intelligent individuals. There's the way they behave. The first is that they know, financially intelligent individuals know that intentionality is the rule of the game. In any area of life where you desire to succeed, intentionality is the rule of the game. Whether it's your marriage, it's your work with God, it's your health, it's your finances, it's your career, it's your business. Just decide today, I will be intentional, deliberate, and strategic with this. I love the word strategy. I love the word intentionality. Those are one of my two favorite words. Because the truth, my husband always would say that lack of planning or being strategic is the reason why many people require miracles. Lack of planning or being strategic is the reason why many people get into financial emergencies. If we plan better and we are more strategic, things will be better. So regardless, whatever area of life that you want to see more results, just sit down, map out a strategy. Whether it's your work with God, your finances, your career, parenting, your marriage, just be intentional about it. Few years ago, I love the word strategy, and I love it when I use this story. When my last one was 8 years old, I think we just relocated United Kingdom, and one day he just said to us, I can't remember what we're watching, maybe it was a documentary about the royal family or something, and he said, I'm going to be the king of England. His brothers laughed, but my husband and I were serious. We wanted to hear his voice. We wanted to understand what was going through his mind. And we said, so how do you want that to? Before we're done asking how, he said, because I'm going to marry the princess. And we're like, wow. And then he went along to tell us the names of his in-laws, right? The princess's other siblings. Trust us to get books. More books on the royal family. Here comes the King of England. I said that to say, that could be a child, but he had a strategy. Many of us adults, we have no strategy. We are just casual with every area of life. There's no area of life where you have a mapped out strategy, where you have a destination goal to say, this is where I am going. This is how I am going to get there. It takes 5 years, but this is what I'm going to do in year 1, in year 2, year 3, year 4. You are just casual about every area of life. And that casual behavior, you bring it to your finances. Work with God, casual. Marriage, casual. Parenting, casual. Finances, casual. Career, casual. Business, casual. You bring that bad behavior into your finances. Stop being a financially spoiled brat. So financially intelligent individuals are intentional. They are intentional regarding their personal finances. Secondly, financially intelligent individuals, they know that there are rules in the game of wealth building. You don't do anyhow and expect your finances to be on track. No, sir. No, ma. It doesn't work that way. They know that there are rules in the game of wealth building. In life, every game has rules. Monopoly, chess, articulate, ludo, what if snake and ladder. Every game has rules, and so also wealth building has rules. There are rules in the game of wealth building, and it's important that you familiarize yourself with this. If you choose to play by the rules of wealth building, you will win, and you will win big time. It's just a principle of life. If you play by the rules of wealth building, by the rules of the game, if you choose to play by the rules, you win. But if you choose to ditch the rules, you will lose. And not only will you will lose big time. So in the financial world, there are rules to play by to win. And a lot of people are ditching the rules. That is why they are losing regarding their finances. Being financially disciplined is amazing. It is one of the rules. It is one of the, being financially aware of what is happening in the world is one of the rules. Because financially intelligent individuals, guess what? They know how to convert everyday, ordinary information into wealth building opportunities. And I'm going to speak more today, so I'm going to leave it at this time. The third is that financially intelligent individuals understand that investment opportunities are not open-ended. They know that there's a window period for any kind of investment. Therefore, they take advantage of an investment opportunity within the lifetime of that opportunity. I always love to use this example. This time last year, right? And for many of us who have jackpot, like I said, your money can jackpot that to Nigeria, can jackpot to US, Canada, and work harder than you to build your perceived source of income, to build significant wealth for you. So don't be myopic. Don't be unintelligent where your finances are concerned. Don't be unaware of the opportunities around you. I remember 2 years ago, I was with my family on family vacation. I remember it was July 2024. And I remember calling a member of the academy that we run. I run a personal finance academy. And I was like, oh, Fidelity Bank shares are up. We have put it on the platform. I need you to help me buy the shares. It was N9.75, Fidelity Bank Nigeria. And the truth is, like, if I mention Fidelity Bank, as a Nigerian, even in the diaspora, right, you understand these things. Right? And we bought. Guess what? 6 months later, the share price of Fidelity had moved from N9.75 to 19 naira, 20 naira levels. Currently about 21 naira thereabouts. 100% like be lifeful, like we always say in the academy, without stress. You and I can be here earning our 40-something, 50-something, 60-something thousand per annum salary that will be cut off with significant tax and have a net take home of £2,005, £3,005, and you are living yours, treating it like a pet in a savings account, whilst I am doing a lot more with mine all over the world, from US markets, investing in Netflix shares, to Nigerian market, investing in MTN shares, making 100%. Yes, I will declare and my profits, right, and I will pay my tax. But in the midst of all of this, I will still be financially wealthier than you. We might be in the same office, have the same designation, and the same amount, but financially intelligent will set you apart. So the financially intelligent, like I mentioned, knows that investment opportunities are not open-ended, and you have to take advantage of an investment opportunity within the lifetime of that opportunity. Once the opportunity closes, it closes. You can imagine when we bought MTN, Fidelity Bank shares at N9.75. Some people are, when it had gotten to 20, and people were saying, oh, I've made money, coach, 100%. Some people then wanted to buy. Otilo, like we say in Nigeria, it have gone. So stop being unaware. Be in communities where you can learn about what is happening. I said that to say that the math of wealth building is not rocket science. It is simple. However, you have to do it. And that takes me back to my previous quote where I spoke about the quote from the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, that says that money is plentiful for those who understand the simple rules of its acquisition. It is simple. Wealth acquisition, wealth building is simple. It's fun. Remember that I said I was coming back to this slide because I wanted to say something significant. And so I'm going back now. And this is where we round up, where we talk about the 4 types of intelligence that I mentioned earlier. 5, sorry. Remember, we started off by talking about the different kinds of intelligence and how all of those types of intelligence can impact your ability to build wealth. We need to mention that financial intelligence is not the only kind of intelligence you need to build significant wealth. Having gone from then, we then went on to say that financial intelligence in itself can be categorized. There are 5 core areas or 4 core areas of intelligence where financial intelligence is concerned. And those are the things I'm going to be talking about today. So I'm just going to go right into it. So the core pillars of financial intelligence, like I mentioned earlier, income intelligence, spending intelligence, saving intelligence, investment intelligence, and protection intelligence. Let's start with income intelligence. I love this a lot. I'm sure you must have heard about MMM, and I'm not talking about the Ponzi scheme at this time. MMM referring to make money, manage money, and multiplying money. Let me shock you. There are 3 M's of money. The first is make money. Making money is a function of your skills. Managing money is a function of financial discipline, while multiplying money is a function of knowledge. I'll repeat that again. Make, manage, multiplying money. Making money is a function of skills. Managing money is a function of discipline, whilst multiplying money is a function of knowledge. It's important to state that your income is your primary wealth building tool. Your income is your primary wealth building tool. So whatever wealth you want to build, it starts with the money you have right now. I don't know if the convener of PSP, Parents Supporting Parents in UK, if she has AK-37 rifle to give all of us on this platform to go and shoot people and bring their pounds and come and invest. It doesn't work that way. It is the work you do that will determine, right, your primary productive activity that will also be a function. It is a function of how much wealth you can build. So your income is your primary wealth building tool. And we mentioned active income and passive income. We mentioned how financially intelligent individuals have a formula called AI equals PI. AI is always flowing into PI, that is active income, always consistently flowing into passive income so that passive income can then generate assets that can sustain you later on in life, that can sustain your lifestyle. It's important that you have a income intelligence. By income intelligence, talking about the fact that income seldom exceeds personal development. Your income will never, it would seldom exceed personal or professional development. Where your finance is concerned, you've got to keep an eye, constantly be evolving. Today's excellence becomes tomorrow's mediocrity. Even if you are the best in your division right now, it's important to know a significant portion of your income must also go consistently into building competence for the future. You must constantly be upgrading and enhancing your skill because your income is your primary wealth building tool, and income will seldom exceed personal or professional development. Let me shock you further. It's important to say your growth, your development, your mindset, they are called leading indicators. Whilst wealth and income, they are lagging indicators. And I will explain what that means. Leading indicators, meaning that if you do these things, others now follow come. Even scripture says that seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, every other thing will be added to you. It means that if you do this, this will come as a result. If you focus on personal and professional development, if you focus on your mindset, growth, and development, those are what we call leading indicators. When you focus on leading indicators of growth, mindset, development, wealth, and income are lagging indicators. Now follow come. So this year, make sure you are not the same professional in terms of your profession, in terms of your profession, in terms of your competence, in terms of your skill. When is your birthday this year? And we're saying happy birthday, and you have not added any skill between last year when you are 20, you are 31, and to this year that you are 32. You have not done any training, no course, no development, no skill enhancement. Just say, I'm not doing birthday this year. Nobody should just greet me happy birthday because I've not achieved anything significantly. So if you focus on leading indicators of personal development and growth, wealth and income, they will follow you. There's a saying that prosperity is not what you what you pursue. You don't pursue wealth. You attract wealth. You will stay where you are, and wealth will be coming. Why? So prosperity is not what you pursue. It is what you attract as a result of who you have become. So who are you becoming? Who exactly are you becoming? Regarding that career, that business, who are you becoming? Are you adding to yourself significantly? In my house, we have a budget for personal development every year. If you like, don't use your budget. Right? If you like, don't use your budget. I just paid for an exam of over £4,000, both the exam and then the classes. So what are we talking? And then you expect that you don't want to add, and then you expect you and I will be on the same level. No, it doesn't work that way. It's intentionality. It's being deliberate. So what kind of intentionality are you going to put into developing yourself? Because your income is going to determine how much wealth you can make. It is your income that is your primary wealth building tool. So I've talked about leading and lagging indicators. It's important to know that you will be rewarded for what you do, how well you do it, and the difficulty of replacing you. So you must focus and you must take personal, professional career development important this year. Go for that training. Some people, since they finished BSc in Babcock University, BSc in Bowen, BSc Ogun State University. What are those universities in Nigeria? And they've gone, I'm not going to school again. And they expect that their wealth will be on track. It's important also to say that there are two sides of the coin where your personal finance is concerned. You have income and you have expenses, right? And I want you to listen closely wherever you are. There's a limit to which, so if you say two sides of a coin, is it that head or tail? Two sides of your income, personal or family finance, is expense and income. How much can you do to expense? There's a limit to which you can call expense. So they say cut your clothes according to your material. If you cut your clothes, cut it. You now wear it, and the clothes say, you have cut me too much. It will tear and put you in shame in public because you have overcut. There's a limit to which you can cut expenses. Council tax, gas, electricity, water, things you don't use. Or do you pay local government tax in Nigeria? You will pay them here. There's a limit to which you can cut expenses. But guess what? The financially intelligent don't dwell on what they can't control. They are proactive. They are not reactive. The financially intelligent approach, proactive where their finances are concerned, they are not reactive. They know that as far as expenses is concerned, there's a limit, there's a control, there's a limit to where they can control it. So they focus on the income side of things. The financially intelligent don't live within their means. They expand their means. You see, when we talk about financial intelligence and mindset, I'll cut. You overcut to the place where you are shameful. It brings you shame. So you begin to think of how to expand your. We don't, in my community, we don't live within our means. We expand our means. We are not reactive people. We are proactive where our finances are concerned. So stop being casual and being lazy where your finances are concerned. To whom financial brain is given, financial sense is required. So don't depend also on one source of income. Create multiple sources of income. Warren Buffett says, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's concerning diversification. Right? But I said that to say, even if you're a 9-to-5 person and you don't have opportunity to be able to do other things, because we know there are people like that, when you have earned your active income, on this platform, if you do not gain anything, just remember, financially intelligent individuals convert AI to PI. At least that income that is not allowing you to have other sources of income must be paying you well. When it pays you active income well, be converting it very well into your passive income. That is your own business. That's your own other source of income. Because there are people like that. So there are no excuses. Like I always say, results and excuse you can't write it in the same sentence. And I know some people, they will start trying to compose a sentence that has excuse and result. Your pencil will break. If you attempt it, excuses and results cannot be in one sentence. Yes, to whom financial brain is given, financial sense is required. That is income intelligence. What are you doing about the income side of things? Don't live within your means, expand your means. It's a mindset thing. So we've spoken about one of the 5, and I'm going to hurry along right about now. Spending intelligence. The financially intelligent understand the difference between needs and wants. Your needs are the things that are critical for you to live your life. Your wants and your wanna-haves. They are your wanna-haves that if you don't have them, really, nothing will happen. The financially intelligent understand the difference between assets and liabilities. As simple as this definition is. Oh my goodness. Oh, people don't understand it. In fact, in the academy where we're on, we have a all quarter from the months of April, May, and June. We read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And the objective for that particular quarter is just to let people know the difference between assets and liabilities. And if you get this, you're on your path to financial freedom. If you truly understand the practicality of the difference between assets and liabilities, the financially intelligent buy assets first before they buy liabilities. The financially unintelligent start off by buying liabilities. We're in our house. We have taken mortgage. Car loan, financing. You'll be doing as if the credit card is a trust fund that your grandfather puts there for you to spend. If you spend it, you will sneeze it out. Like we say in our academy, you must ensure responsible use of credit. There is a credit economy does not mean that we always say it this way. We say if you seize on debt, you will snooze it. We steeze in my academy. We steeze, we look good, we get the great things that we need to get. However, we don't do it on debt. We plan ahead for it. And yes, wherever we step, we still look good. We still make a statement. So credit card, remember I mentioned earlier that I work in an organization where I work with people in financial difficulties and credit cards. And my objective is always to teach people how not to get into financial difficulties and how to ensure responsible use of credit. Many of us did not have access to credit card in Nigeria. You come here, you open an account, they are giving you credit, you are taking it and you spend it anyhow because you think it's the trust fund that your dad or your great-grandpa put for you. If you spend it, you will snooze it out. You will carve it out. So seize on debt, you will snooze it out. So it's important to know financially intelligent people start with liabilities. Why financially intelligent people build assets? When they have built their assets, which is your passive income, their assets will now begin to yield money for them in dividends, in rental income, in interest. And that asset is what they will now use to buy liabilities. And you'll be wondering, are we not in the same office? Don't we have the same resignation? Don't we earn the same money? They don't know. You see how your mindset is impacting your finances and your ability to build wealth. The financially intelligent, they budget. They know that a budget is not a restriction. A budget is not a restriction. It is direction and control. They know that a budget is a financial plan, and he that fails to plan is setting himself up for financial failure. The financially intelligent are not financially proactive. They are financially proactive. They are not financially reactive, wondering, where did my money go? No, they tell the money where to go. That is a budget. They align, the financially intelligent align their spending with long-term financial goals. They practice what we call value-based spending. They are not careless spenders. Financially intelligent people are not careless spenders. They spend with intentionality, not emotionally. Some people, when they are stressed, you even hear them say, coach, when I'm stressed, I buy things. I just go shopping. Bad behavior. Stop being a financially spoiled brat. So that's spending intelligence for you. Next one, we move to saving intelligence. There's a book I love most, and I've spoken about it repeatedly, The Richest Man in Babylon. Your favorite, in fact, that's the starter class. That's your ABC. Where personal finance is concerned. It's the first book we read in our academy. It gets why. And two things, or two quotes from that book. First one says, pay yourself first. The second one says, a part of all you earn is yours to keep. It's important to know that saving today will save you tomorrow. Your saving today, it will save you tomorrow. It's important that I also say that lack of savings is a signal of a deep emotional challenge. I can repeat it, take it anywhere. Lack of savings is a signal of self-esteem. I will say it, take me to court, anywhere. And I'll use this illustration. When you go to work, at the end of the day, it's called your worth. When you go to WORK, work, you get paid WORTH, worth. You go to work and you receive your worth in your wages at the end of the month in salaries. Then you pay everybody. You pay the hairdresser when you go to make that nice hair. You pay the clothier when you're going to get those clothes. You pay everybody but yourself. It shows that there's a deep emotion. Is an emotion, is a challenge, is an issue. You put no worth on yourself, no worth. You distribute that work that's giving you worth. You distribute the worth to everybody else but yourself, leaving not worth for yourself. It's a self-esteem issue. It's deeper, but you don't know. Saving intelligence means that you have an emergency saving fund. At the academy, there's in fact, it's our next task at the academy. Calculate the value of your emergency fund and begin to save it. Every year, the testimonials we get on how that emergency fund saved my life. Emergency fund has been saving life since 1977. Since 18, how many years? BC. An emergency fund represents 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. So if you earn as a family, let's say the husband earns £2,000, the wife earns £1,000, they earn £3,000 together, but all that they need to pay rent, to pay council tax, to pay gas bill, to pay electricity, water bill, groceries, children's after school food, clothes, everything put together in a month comes to 2,000. So even though the entire household fund is £3,000, is £3,000, £2,000 is all they need for all they need to live. They must have 2,000 times 6, £12,000 as an emergency saving fund in an account. That's what an emergency fund is. And I'm just going to wrap up with the remaining 2 slides. Investment intelligence is important. Investing is simply the science of multiplying your financial resources. Investing is about buying low and selling high. It's not limited to financial assets. In investing, you need to understand the risk and return. Financially intelligent individuals also embrace the compounding. They understand the concept of compounding. We call compounding the 8th wonder of the world. It implies that if you and I invest £1,000 at 10%, at the end of the year, we will both get £1,000 plus 10%, which is £100. If you take your £100 and you spend it and invest the 1,000 back, and I add my interest of £100 to £1,000, in year 2, you are investing 1,000. In year 2, I'm investing 1,100. At the end of year 2, I have more money in interest than you. So that is what compounding is. It's also a wealth building tool. Financially intelligent individuals know how to invest also based on knowledge. They don't follow the herd. We call it herd mentality. It's gold, everybody is buying, you're going to buy. It's silver, it's equities, it's Netflix shares. You need to have knowledge of whatever you want to invest in. Financially intelligent individuals have at least minimal basic knowledge of what they want to invest in. They practice knowledge-based investing. They have no reason putting money in crypto if they don't understand what crypto is. They have no money, no business putting money in shares or equities if they don't know about it. There are three basic types of knowledge. There's basic knowledge, intermediate knowledge, expert knowledge. At least have basic knowledge. Financially intelligent people ask questions before investing. They seek professional advice. They know the reason they are making investments is not so that they will lose money, but so that they will gain money. They want to invest in real estate or properties. They will seek the assistance or the advice of real estate professionals. They want to invest in equities. They will seek the advice of stockbrokers, and the best of them are that financially intelligent individuals avoid quick get rich quick schemes, because if it looks too good to be true, then it is too good to be true. They know also, and I'll round up on this for this slide, right? Financially intelligent individuals know how to convert everyday ordinary information into wealth building opportunities. Last year in Nigeria, for example, telecoms were saying we need the federal government to approve 100% increase in tariff. Why someone else is saying, oh, hello, MTN, these guys are not serious. They're, talking about just the challenges. Someone else has gone on to buy MTN shares, right? And they will profit from it. The price of MTN shares, when that information came out, was about 200. It rose as high as 605 naira sometime this year. So imagine between January last year, 200 and let's even say 260, moving to 605 naira. That is 100% LIFO. That is the way of financially intelligent individuals. They are saying geopolitical tension all around the world. What is happening all around the world? How is it going to impact? Which assets, which investments are going to yield maximally? Financially intelligent individuals know how to convert everyday information into wealth building opportunities. And this is where I stop. Protection intelligence. If your income stops today, the bills will not stop. If your income stops today, the bills will not stop. So it's important to prioritize protection for your money. Protection by taking out insurance, protection in form of risk management, diversifying your assets, because building wealth is important. But more important is preserving your wealth. And so on this note, I'm going to pause and allow you ask your questions. I was going to run through all of these, but I'm not able to do that because of the time at our disposal. I'll round up by saying this. Financial intelligence is knowing what to do with your money when it comes into your hand. Financial intelligence is not optional for wealth building. It is a requirement. Financial information is critical for wealth building. And wealth does not come from income only. Remember, AI equals PI. And financial intelligence reflects in how you think, mindset, and how you act financially. Thank you once again for having me. I hope it's been value for your time. I hope you picked one or two things from today's session. Thank you once again. Over to you, Atinuke.
Thank you. Please let me see your fire emoji in the chat room. If you were truly blessed by this session, I've been typing as well. I'm like, okay, I'm not writing again. Let me just listen. Please, let me see. Just show her your love. Come on, see the fire emojis. Show her your love. Let her know how you feel about this session. This is fire. Someone wrote that you are a very good teacher. And thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. Please, if you've got questions, put in the comment section so she can answer them. I started a question earlier. I didn't want it to disturb the class. So let me just bring that up while we wait for more questions. So this is Raina saying, I have a question. Converting pounds into naira to invest, isn't it devaluing your naira? Can you explain this concept?
All right, so I'll just explain this. Remember that we did say that money loves mobility. You cannot be earning you can't be earning or spending in pounds and be investing largely in naira. And that's why we said diversification, right? So you would have a large portion of your investments in stronger currencies like the one of the country where you currently reside. So in the UK, you will have investments in tax efficient vehicles like ISAs. cash and stock and shares ISA, and the likes of high yield savings account, and the likes of your cash ISAs. However, like I mentioned, inflation is low, interest rate is low, the returns will be low. But yes, you have to have a significant portion in there. Now, there really are two different types of capital. There's patient capital, there's pressure capital. There's pressure capital, which you need at any point in time, money for your immediate needs, money for rent and all the likes. But there you will have a long-term capital that you know that this I don't need this money for, say, 2-3 year period. I can put a portion of this money in other asset classes. For example, one of the asset classes that I am in love with, I'm also a stockbroker, is equities, whether it's US equities that I'm buying or is Nigerian equities. So your long-term funds that you are investable funds is what you should be converting to invest in countries such as that. And I'll give you an example. There's what we call FPIs, foreign portfolio investors. In countries such as US, Europe, and all the likes, they send funds from big asset management firms, from the likes of BlackRock and all the likes, from those countries, actually send funds back to emerging countries like Nigeria. In fact, in Africa, right, the investment destination for foreign portfolio investors are Nigeria, South Africa, Egypt, Kenya, and I think more recently Ghana. So yes, you should also, for it's a financial, it's a part of financial intelligence, where you know that yes, I live in this country, a significant portion of my investment has to be here, but it's a part that if I'm not using it for a long time, I can actually put and earn 100-200% in other asset classes, because that is what foreign portfolio investors, large asset management firms also do to make money. Let me shock you. In 2025, for the first 9 months in 2025, asset flow into Nigeria was 14 billion USD. And that was more than what they did. That was 9 months for 2025. We don't have a full figure. I'm saying that to say that funds flow from those countries, right? If those guys are doing that, you should know that there's an intelligence around it. So yes, a part of your money should be earning significantly higher, and but a portion of it, or significant portion, should be here. I'm just talking about diversification as a wealth management tool, and I hope that was helpful.
Yes, I hope so. Thank you so much. So I've got a couple of questions here. What savings or investment can I do that will yield quick harvest? Quick.
So financial intelligence is not about quick, right? You must be patient. Investing is a long-term game, right? You can save and all the likes. Right. So I was going to mention something. So if I have 3 individuals who present themselves with fever to a doctor, the doctor runs a report, it runs a test and says, oh, you, from the test result, it shows you have malaria. It shows you have malaria and typhoid. For you, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just stress-induced fever. Just go and have, just go to the movies, go get a massage at the spa, eat some good food and rest, and you're fine. But the one with malaria, the prescription will be different. So yes, and that's the reason why a financial advisor will need to sit with you to understand what your own investment objectives are, what your risk appetites are, your tenure, which is how long you want to invest your funds for, because you can have 5-10 people with £1,000, and what I'm going to tell them to invest in will be different based on their own peculiar, unique situation and family dynamics. So there's no quick where savings and investments is concerned. Investing is a long-term gain. You can make money in the intermediate or in the short term, but there's nothing quick about money. Yes, you can make quick money. Like I said, we invested in MTN last year at 260 MTN shares, did 605. I think it rolled back to about 580. Quick money is in what we call variable income assets. And those are not all, I did put it there, but because of time, we couldn't go. So there's fixed income, there's variable income asset classes. So quick funds, I'm not able to talk about quick funds. I'm able to talk about asset allocation and portfolio diversification based on your unique situation. And that's why we have one-on-one sessions. If you sit with a financial advisor, they will consider your investment objective, that is what you want to achieve itself. They will consider your risk appetite, that is how much financial pain you can afford. They will consider your tenure, that is how long you want to invest for. They will also consider your age and stage of life. What I would recommend for someone who is retiring at almost 50 something and someone who is just getting into investing world, a 20 something year old child that just got a job in an investment banking firm, will be different. So all of these things are what would determine what it is. Not a one size fits all. It's a one-on-one session that determines what it is that you should be putting your money in, and a financial advisor will end that. And that's one thing about wanting quick harvest, because the truth is that you want quick money. There's no quick money anyway. You must be able to let your money stay in certain investments to yield. Fixed income would yield not a lot of returns, but variable income gives you the potential for quick harvest, if that is what you mean by quick harvest, where you can put your money and the potential for upside return is higher rather than what you get in fixed income. I just hope that's helpful, because I couldn't actually get to speak about those terms because of time.
Thank you. And before we take on the next two questions, I think I would like you to share about the Millionaire Challenge, because a lot of people would actually need to be part of that community. Do you want to talk us through about the Millionaire Challenge?
Okay, so all right, so where do I start from? The Millionaire Challenge is it's run by the Tribe Academy Limited, which is a registered company in the United Kingdom and also in Nigeria as well. It's a third year running, and it's a paid 52-week transformative academy. Your finance cannot remain the same. What do? We believe that everybody needs a financial body. We believe that your personal finance is not limited to the size of your dream alone, but the size of your dream team. We believe that making, managing, and multiplying money requires a community. And that's why we built a community-based personal finance academy, where every week you will receive your task of the week. So we have a task which you need to do every week. It's not stressful, it's not burdensome, right? And you do your task of the week. What we want to achieve depends on you. Personal finance is first personal before it's about finance. So even though it's a community, we have one-on-one sessions with people, because what you want to achieve is different from what the other person wants to achieve. So we work closely with people to achieve their investment goals. It takes setting, or their financial goals for the year. It takes setting a goal to score one. So that is what we do at the academy. It's a 52-week personal transformative, I'll add that, 52-week transformative personal finance academy, where you have a task of the week every week. We talk about we have book reviews. You read just one chapter of a book and you discuss it with so many other people on the platform. You hear about other people's experiences. You rub minds with them, other like-minded people who are taking their personal finance serious. We have a financial quote of the week, where we put out a quote on personal finance. And I remember one of the quotes from last year, towards the end of last year, says, "Do not stay in bed except you can make money in bed." That struck something in us. That is talking about AI equals PI, right? So we have financial quotes of the week, we have book reviews, we have tax of the week. Each tax moves you closer to being more financially disciplined. Each tax moves you closer to gaining more knowledge where your personal finance is concerned. I'm just putting structure in place regarding your personal finance. So that is what we are all about. And yes, applications are still open to close soon. Yes, indeed. We have weekly webinars. So, no, we have monthly webinars as well. So we have 2 webinars every month. The first is a themed webinar where an expert speaks in an area of personal finance. And then the second is practical webinar where you will sit down. For example, next week, Saturday, is our budget walkthrough session. So you have a resource where you click on, you open that budget, you put your income, you put your expense. At the end of the day, you get your results. You know how much your budget is. We handhold people because we know that you need a body to achieve those goals that you want to achieve. We have live series. It's our own, what we call Netflix, right? Where we put out a relatable story. We just put financial information in a story-based manner, just so that you can relate, and then we let you understand the key takeaways, the insights that we want you to earn or learn. We have weekly terms, financial term of the week. This week, the financial term of the week was on retail therapy, right? What is retail therapy? Spending from a place of stress. There's a deep wound. There's something deeper. Take care of your trauma and don't come and put your finance in trouble just because you want to spend. So these are many more other things that we do at the academy. And of course, you have priority for booking one-on-one session with our lead coaches. That is it for me. You have your personal finance journal where you also have to journal what you're doing. That is your accountability tool, which helps you to turn your financial lessons into consistent actions and measure results, because whatever it is you can't measure, you can't even improve on. So it will be nice to have you over. We look forward to welcoming you. Thank you.
And to mention that it's not free, but it's a token. So if you like to join, here are the joining details on the screen. Or you can send me a personal message or chat coach up. Anyhow, just reach out to me, or you can screenshot this. Maybe that would help. All right, thank you so much, coach. So let's just run through the remaining two questions. So this is similar to the last one. Advise places to invest that is safe anywhere in the world.
Places safe to invest anywhere in the world. So for starters, investing is also a risk. There's risk and return. The higher the risk, the higher the return. That's how it says. But you can take returns or risk that are calculated. That's what I said. Investing in the world. Money likes mobility, like I said. You can be in UK and your money is working in Nigeria. You can be in UK and your money is working in the United Kingdom, right? I am in United States, right? I have investment in US, in pounds, in Naira, right? I just determine what part of my investable funds will be going into what. For example, last year at the academy, at some point, I think it was around March. No, it was sometime in April. We closed. We'd never do that. We closed the group and took our time to explain the concept of tariff. Because the truth is that financially intelligent individuals are financially aware of how world economies will impact their finances. For example, if the US coughs, the whole world catches cold. So anything that is happening in US, you need to understand. You didn't study economics, yes, but you can be in communities where you understand how these things are broken down. One of the things we pride ourselves is there's no concept we cannot break down. No, we'll break it down for you. You'll be the one say, it's enough. I understand it right now. I get it. I have gotten it. So I said that to say that for some people, and we did have a number of people who, when they joined the academy, like, no, I have jackpot. You know how jackpot Nigerians behave. Some of us, it's because of reading that we are here. It's not like we want to live our Nigeria like that. We love our Nigeria. Some of us are looking at our retirement in Nigeria in 3D like this. But then let's do what we need to do here. I said that to say that we did have people even in the academy that said, no, coach, I don't want to invest in Nigeria. And I've jackpot. Yeah, jackpot, your money can jackpot. But I said that to say that you can actually allocate your funds across different assets. For example, like I was mentioning earlier on, when we post information, we explain the concept of tariff. And I have a number of people from the academy on this platform. We explain the concept just to understand what was going to be happening after that time. And after that time, I can remember we're like, I did put it out there that I've invested in gold, I've invested in silver. Gold did as high as how much 60-something% last year. Gold. Go to your Revolut app. I don't want to jackpot that to Nigeria to invest. Go to Revolut app and see. You can buy Netflix here. Some of you can watch Netflix for Africa, but you don't have one single share of Netflix. We don't do things that way. Financially intelligent know that they must own what they owe. If you use it, that's a term in our academy. If you use it, you must own it. So if you watch Netflix, you should own Netflix shares. If you use Amazon, you should own Amazon shares. You use Nestle products, you should own their shares. So you can actually own your app. Invest in Netflix, invest in Amazon. If you don't want to invest in Nigeria, you must invest, right, in something significant. Gold, silver did over 100% last year, and it's still gaining. So it's about being in the places where you have understanding. And the truth that anything, as at the beginning of every year, I know where I want to invest. But guess what? Did I know that there was going to be trade war last year? No. The moment there was trade war, I had to re-strategize to say, this is where the money will now be coming in. coming from? Oh, because central banks all over, because of the trade war that was started by the trade war, that then the tariff and all the likes from the US government, the dollar began to weaken. And most countries of the world, they save, central banks of countries of the world, their central banks save in dollar because it's the most popular currency. Guess what people started doing because of what happened with US, the fight, the back and forth, US-China trade war? People began to lose interest in saving in US. They started saving in gold. Even your Nigeria began to save in gold. So because central banks now started moving to things, precious commodities like that, that began to impact the price of gold. So it's just financially intelligent individuals are just people who are financially aware of what is happening globally in the world, and they are looking for how to convert everyday information into wealth building opportunities. So I cannot tell you, oh, this is where you should invest. It is your decisions. Most of the people who would naturally not invest in Nigeria on our platform, by the end of the year, they were investing because they were seeing, you will just hear someone say, Coach, I've gotten dividends. Oh, this is Nigeria has paid me. Oh, I've gotten this. So that is it. Invest wherever you feel comfortable. If it's just in UK, if it's just in the US, but just make sure that you're diversifying your investments across countries and across fixed and variable income asset class. That we did not touch.
Thank you so much. I mean, the amount of two or more people, the truth shall be established. If you look into the chat room, you will see a lot of people testifying. And I'm also a beneficiary of the Millionaire Challenge. That silver one, is making sense, Coach. Thank you. All right, so I've got a last one. Could you explain the concept of emergency funds again?
Yes, indeed, I would. So emergency fund, like I said, is a strategy, I'm trying to look for the word emergency. My parenting coach always says something. He says, God forbid is not a strategy. Being financially planned, right? Being financially disciplined, financial discipline, and being financial planning are they are the core where your investing is concerned, where personal finance is concerned. Like I mentioned earlier on, if your income stops today, your bills will not stop. Council tax you still have to run. You might be getting benefits, so you pay gas, you pay electricity. Except you want to move to council house, you pay rent. So if your income stops today, your bills do stop. And what an emergency fund does is it puts you in that psychological state where you know that certain things are taken care of, and I can quickly look for something else to sort out myself. Like I mentioned earlier, husband and wife in a household income, 2,000 from husband, 1,000 from the wife, put together becomes 3,000 pounds monthly income. Even though their total monthly income is 3,000 pounds, when they do their budget and put everything that they need to pay for as a household, let's assume it comes to two, and that is everything must be in that budget. Everything for their child, everything they need for groceries, all their priority bills, utilities, rent, everything, the money they send home, black tax, everything is on that budget. When they calculate it, it comes to 2,000. It means they have additional 1,000 extra. Now, that 2,000 that they need to live their life, that if no matter what, they must start out these things. Multiply that 2,000 by 6. That is 12,000 pounds. That is the value of their emergency fund. Do they have it today? No. But what they now need to do is to use the 1,000 extra they have every month to put out something towards put it in an emergency savings fund or pot. They just put it there every month so that at the end of the day, even if something happens to their source of income, they know that for the next 6 months, we are okay. We can sort out our bills. And many people, financially intelligent people, have taken this higher to say it is no longer 6 months. We can do 12 months. And guess what? I have many testimonials. It's always a constant. Your tax for the 3rd week in the academy is to calculate the value of your emergency fund and automate how much you'll be putting in that fund. We have people who have done 70%, 80%, some are at 50%, but they are putting something aside. And emergency funds has to be adjusted every year. If you have an additional child within the year, you need to adjust it. You have a child that is just going to university, adjust it. You just got married, you were single before, you need to adjust it. Because of inflation, you always have to adjust it, at least on a annual basis. You need to adjust it. So if it's 12,000 this year, does not mean you'll be 10,000, 12,000 next year. But somehow you know that you've put something significantly beside. There are people who have had loss of jobs. That's even a constant before they get another job. They have been able to rely on the emergency fund. Like the name says, it's an emergency fund for unforeseen eventualities. And it's not money for when I need to buy something. No. I hope that was helpful. It's an emergency fund. That's the calculation. So it will be 12,000, not the entire money that you earn. It's just your living expenses, the value of 3 to 6 months living expenses. I hope that was helpful.
Yes, I believe so. I'm not seeing any other question in the comments. So should I assume that there are no more questions for tonight? Or is someone still typing? So thank you so much, Coach, for your time tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Someone is saying thank you so much.
You're welcome, Ma'am Sass.
So Toluwatosin is saying join the community for more explanations. Yes, because there are a lot. It's obvious Coach has a lot to say, but the time won't just permit. So you just need to join the community and just come and learn, and your life will not remain the same. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
So I mean, see testimony. When my husband lost his job, emergency funds became practical. I got another job before family even knew that he had lost his job. You see? See the testimony. So guys, what are you waiting for? Come and join the community. Thank you so much, Coach, for your time. And just to mention that in case you couldn't get all of the messages, you can catch a replay with the exact link you joined with. So you can still catch a replay of this session. And please do it to share with anyone you love that you want them to be financially free. Share with them. One rich man among 10 poor people is also a poor person. Make sure your goal for whoever is your friend, you should have a financial goal that this year, this is our goal financially. We need to drag. If we need to drag. If you need to pull. You can't be the only rich person among your friends. You guys have to, come together and say, I mean, you should have friends that you want to start a business and say, don't worry, I'll give you 10K pounds. Just hold that, So thank you so much, Coach, for today's class.
Thanks for having me.
Honoring our invitation. And I believe it's been an impactful time for every one of us. And we'll call it a day here tonight. And so if you have further questions, chat me up. Any of the groups which you might have joined from, PSP, TIP, UK, others, you just chat me up. If you need to connect to Coach, chat me up. I'll find a way around it. So thank you so much once again, Coach Bresh. And
thank you for having me. Take care, everyone. Keep winning with your finances. We're rooting for you.
Yeah, we're rooting for you. We're rooting for you. Thank you. All right, I'm going to end the stream now.